Hi, guess what? We are starting to see some real progress and some beneficial things that are happening. However, it is maybe still not enough. So let's talk about what Lucas County has started to do. Believe it or not, there is over $3.8 million that is going to be returned to homeowners. Now that's because of almost 7,000 people filing for a Board of Revision hearing. And this is 70% of them that has led to a decrease in property value. All of this is happening in our Lucas County area. And as a result of their 2024 property reevaluation letters that were sent out, homeowners said enough is enough. This is not accurate. And guess what? They were right. The letters that were sent out were like a sticker shock. And what happened was that they questioned why their average value went up 29.5%. And the county has now said there was a programming error that was discovered that caused more than 1,400 of those homes to be overinflated valued. Now, that only would have come out as a result of people filing their dispute. And as of September 14th this year, there were over 4,800 people who had their Board of Revision cases result in a decrease in their property values. Now, 1915 of those cases had no value change. I would wonder if that is accurate. 20 had an increase in their property value. So this goes to reason that the county auditors are going to say there's always going to be properties that hold value, there's going to be properties that go up in value, and there may be a few that go down in value. If only 20 went up as a result, that's a very minimal number. And now we know 45 cases are still in appeal. They didn't like the answer that was given, so they're continuing to challenge. Now, the county auditor is saying people wanted to challenge their values to ensure that they were being accurate. Well, don't we all? So how strange that the auditor also mentioned there was a programming error discovered that caused more than 1,400 of those homes to be overinflated. So had we not questioned these property values, would this error have been found? Would they have returned the money? I think those are valid questions. But the fact that there was an error, how do we know that really only 1,400 were resulted in an overinflation? Seems to me there's enough questions here to dig a little deeper. So those decreases that came in the property value is that over $3.8 million. That is going to go back to the people either as an adjustment or as a refund. So that's yet to be determined. But the county auditor indicated that they need to make sure moving forward we have the best contract that has clear expectations, guidelines, and results of this reevaluation. She also commented that it's important to keep interacting with and helping community members, and that this year created more awarenesses over increase in property values and how that's impacting not just Lucas County, but our state. The county auditor goes on to admit that a lot of this is happening because of underfunding by the state of Ohio, and therefore local entities have to find and fill that gap. Can we always be more efficient? Probably. But of course, we need to look at the whole picture. Now, if the county auditor is saying that, as a result of the homeowners coming forward and questioning and pushing and wanting change, why couldn't they have said this before we got to this crisis? It's an interesting dilemma, and I think that by the people speaking up and holding accountability to our local level officials, to our state officials, to accountability, we are going to see some answers, we're going to see some changes, and that hopefully means that we're going to see a decrease in property values, if not a complete abolishment of that. So remember, depending on the county where you live, Most of them have an appeal process that starts January 1st and usually goes through end of March. And what I'm going to encourage you is you need to file for a board review, because if you don't think that your house value is at the dollar amount that they are taxing you on, you need to question that. You need to ask and at least push the issue, because if Lucas County can go through 7,000 Board of Revision hearings in 1 year, then I think our other counties can go through an equal number. And since we have 88 counties in our state, that would mean over 500,000 people are going to get some answer and have accountability held to a higher standard. That's my encouragement to you. And if you'd like any help on figuring out how to do it, reach out. I'll be happy to see what I can find out for you. I hope this gives you at least some encouragement that signing our petition to abolish property taxes, to force a change in reform to how the property taxes are determined, and to the basis that our state officials and local officials are held accountable. This is what's important. I look forward to seeing you on our next update to property taxes. Take care.